Padmaja, honestly speaking, today it is not possible to actually determine who made the video. And this is courtesy these liberal lobbies which have always opposed any government in power whenever they have tried to curb the nuance of the social media companies. You would very well remember that I think a couple of years ago, Government of India brought in a bill where they wanted this P2P platforms to determine the first originator of any disinformation. Now that thing did not go through because of vehement opposition by these vested lobbies that we want WhatsApp to be secure, we don't want P2P chats to be decrypted. All the governments across the world have been asking is that suppose if there is a case of a ransom asking or a threat call or disinformation where somebody lose life or something or a national security emergency, they want to determine the original source of a disinformation, which is very easy. But for business logic, these companies have decided not to do this, and the government policy has fallen prey to political bickering. Now, let me tell you another thing. A decade ago, when India was a rising software superpower, we were all claiming that we are standing in the dawn of digital age and India will be the biggest beneficiary of that. What is happening in last 1 year, it appears that we are not standing in the dawn of digital age. We are standing at the dawn of disinformation age, where this fakery is now challenging the entire political discourse. You see, in a country like India, religion and reservation have potential to spin any election, to change the outcome and discourse of any election. And it is very sorry to see that political parties have been using fake doctored videos to give a spin. And who's the biggest victim and the biggest the victim of this entire fakery? The future of India. And I'll tell you how. You ask any sensible person or from any political party off camera, they will all say that we need to review reservation so that the benefits are only given to those who deserve the most. A rickshawala, a tribal person sitting in a village, a person studying under the street light deserves a reservation, but not the person who's coming in a Mercedes. But today, because of this video, everybody is now forced to say there will be no end to reservation, chahe kuch bhi ho jaye. So even the honest judicial review or a political review or a process review will not take place for the next 10 to 20 years.
Okay, Jitendra, I want to bring you back to the technicality. Playing the devil's advocate, is it fair to say the Congress's logic is, हमें वीडियो आया, हमें पता नहीं था कि ये गलत है या डॉक्टर्ड है, we just uploaded it, you shouldn't be arresting us for it?
I'll tell you what, I think in 2014, they had thrown Sangeet Som, a BJP MLA, behind bars because he retweeted a video which was, it was not an original video. Somebody posted and he just retweeted. They said that just because you have retweeted, you are also a partner in crime, and they kept him behind bars for 1.5 years. So now the same logic applies to Congress also. The chickens have come home to root. No matter who made the video, but if your official handles have posted it, you are responsible for it.
Okay, respond. Vivek Cyrus, if it applies to Sangeet Som, it will apply, and we are being told that at least one leader of Samajwadi Party has also been issued notice. This is a very real threat, and the Prime Minister and Home Minister have said, अब गाज गिरेगी.
बिल्कुल. Very good evening to you, Padmaja ji. And I think the Bharatiya Janata Party should not talk about the fake videos or the IT things, because the IT head of the Bharatiya Janata Party was caught spying for the ISI Pakistan. The Bharatiya Janata Party doesn't speak about it at all. What did Mr. Amit Shah do? He said from a fake video that our national president Akhilesh Yadav has slapped his father Mulayam Singh Yadav ji. That is what Amit Shah said. This was height of fakery, and the Bharatiya Janata Party is a factory of fakery. They should not talk about it. They talk about what happened in Jharkhand. If you see what happened in Jharkhand, Hemant Soren, he put a step forward for reservation. It was the Bharatiya Janata Party. Stop it. If I go back to the era of Vishwanath Pratap Singh, he brought the Mandal Commission in India, and what did the Bharatiya Janata Party do? They pulled the support back, and the government fell at that time. So Bharatiya Janata Party has no face to say about that. Next thing, the Honorable Prime Minister today said कि फेक वादे, फेक नीति, फेक नारे. अरे फेक नीति, फेक वादे और खास तौर से फेक नारे तो 2014 से we are witnessing. What all the Prime Minister had promised to the people of India, has it come true? Not at all. He promised on the inflation, the price rise, the diesel, petrol, dollar, everything for that matter. He even said that we'll clean the Mother Ganges. So Bharatiya Janata Party is absolutely fake. They promised smart cities and whatnot, bullet trains, everything, 15 lakhs. Okay. It all came out to be a jumla. What are they talking? They cannot talk.
Okay, they cannot talk. Shehzad Poonawalla, before you respond, I also want to play out what Jairam Ramesh today said. Congress today has not spoken about these videos per se, but they have spoken about the larger intent. You heard what he said about the Manusmriti versus the Constitution. Here is what he also said about the larger plan of the BJP RSS vis-a-vis reservations and the Constitution. Listen.
हमारे संविधान में प्राचीन भारत के अद्वितीय संवैधानिक विकास का कोई उल्लेख नहीं है। मनु के कानून बहुत पहले लिखे गए थे। आज तक मनुस्मृति में बताए गए उनके कानून दुनिया की प्रशंसा पाते हैं, लेकिन हमारे संवैधानिक पंडितों के लिए इसका कोई मतलब नहीं है। यानी कि ऑर्गेनाइजर की आलोचना, आरएसएस की आलोचना थी कि ये संविधान मनुस्मृति के आधार पर नहीं बनाया गया है, ये बहुत प्रगतिशील संविधान है।
Shehzad Poonawalla, in every rally, Rahul Gandhi is going to hold up the Constitution and say, you consider the Manusmriti superior to the Constitution. The intent is the same, the video may be fake.
I don't know who he was quoting out of the organizer, but Padmaja, because I come prepared with facts, let me read to you from a letter of Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru, and I'll give you the date of the letter too. And Jawaharlal Nehru writes, it is true that we are tied up with certain rules and conventions about helping scheduled caste, scheduled tribes. They deserve our help, but even so, I dislike any kind of reservation, particularly in service. I react strongly to anything that leads to inefficiency and second-rate standards. I want my country to be first class in everything. This is Jawaharlal Nehru, published letter 1961, sent to the Chief Ministers of India. Now, Padmaja, I challenge anyone who is representing the Congress side to quote to me whose statement that was in the organizer, and I'll still answer for it, although I'm not here to sit and answer about some statement in the Organizer magazine. But I have quoted a letter of Jawaharlal Nehru. Now let me quote to you what Congress also did. Congress opposed Mandal when the report came in 80s. They said, na jaat par, na paat par, muhar lagegi haath par. When VP Singh government was supported by us and it implemented Mandal, Rajiv Gandhi got up in Parliament on September 6, 1990 and opposed Mandal. And by the way, the Congress party never gave an OBC prime minister to this country. It was the Narendra Modi government that was seeing the first OBC prime minister who completed his tenure. Deve Gowda was obviously there, but then that government fell. Now I want to ask the persons from the Samajwadi Party and Congress 2 points. One, did Ambedkar ever advocate for religion-based reservation, which has been given by Congress? Two, in Karnataka, Andhra, Telangana and other places, you cut the reservation from SC, ST, OBC and gave to the Muslims. Is that constitutional? And three, Jawaharlal Nehru letter quoted to you, he thinks people who get reservation are second grade.